Unearth the Epic of Gilgamesh, humanity's oldest epic, full of gods, monsters, and a quest for immortality. In Uruk, Gilgamesh, a demigod king, meets his match in Enkidu, a wild man turned hero. Their friendship, legendary. Together they conquer Humbaba, guardian of the enchanted cedar forest, defying even the gods. Spurning a goddess's love, they face the bull of heaven, triumphing but at a brave cost, Enkidu's life. Gilgamesh, haunted by loss, seeks eternal life. He meets Utnapishtim, a survivor of the Great Flood, echoing Noah's tale. He grasps at immortality, only to have it snatched away by a serpent, a twist mirroring Eden's own. In the end, Gilgamesh finds wisdom not in eternal life, but in the legacy he built. A king, a hero, a mortal.
Beowulf, an Old English epic poem, unfolds in Scandinavia, chronicling the heroics of Beowulf, a Geatish warrior. He arrives in Denmark to aid King Hrothgar, whose mead hall, Heorot, suffers from the attacks of the monstrous Grendel. Beowulf heroically defeats Grendel and later battles Grendel's vengeful mother. Victorious, he returns home, eventually becoming the Geats' king. Years later, a dragon threatens his kingdom. Despite his old age, Beowulf confronts and slays the dragon, but succumbs to his injuries. His death marks the end of his reign, and he is deeply mourned. The poem concludes with Beowulf's grand funeral, where he is remembered as a courageous, loyal leader and warrior. The epic explores themes of heroism, loyalty, and the transience of life and power, emphasizing the noble qualities of a legendary hero.
Hamlet is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare that tells the story of Prince Hamlet of Denmark, who seeks revenge against his uncle, King Claudius, for murdering his father and marrying his mother. Hamlet becomes increasingly distraught and mad as he struggles with his own sanity and the morality of revenge. Along the way, he encounters a variety of characters, including his love interest Ophelia, his best friend Horatio, and the manipulative courtier Polonius. The play explores themes of betrayal, revenge, madness, and mortality, and is one of Shakespeare's most well-known and studied works.
Candide is a satirical novel by Voltaire that follows the adventures of the young and naive Candide as he traverses the world in search of a better life. As he travels through Europe, South America, and the Far East, Candide encounters numerous misfortunes and suffers many hardships. Along the way, he meets a variety of characters, some of whom help him on his journey and some who do nothing but thwart his progress. Throughout his travels, Candide struggles to maintain his optimism in the face of adversity, and eventually learns that the key to happiness lies in cultivating his own garden and living a simple life.
Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Meet the Bennet family, with Mrs. Bennet's continual fluttering about marriages and 5 unmarried daughters. The Bennet household is anything but tranquil, but when word of a wealthy bachelor moving into the nearby mansion Netherfield reaches the Bennets, excitement and marriage prospects are in the air. Enter Mr. Bingley, the charming new neighbor, and his haughty friend Mr. Darcy. The first ball sees Jane Bennet and Bingley instantly taken with each other. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Bennet, our quick-witted heroine, crosses paths with the aloof Mr. Darcy, sparking a roller coaster of pride, prejudice, and misunderstandings. Elizabeth's prejudice against Mr. Darcy's pride unfolds in a series of romantic and heartbreaking events, cue letter revelations, and romantic declarations under the rain. All's well that ends well with 2 weddings, and love, finally conquering pride and prejudice.
A Christmas Carol, published in 1843, is a seminal work by Charles Dickens set in Victorian England, a time of stark social contrasts with dreadful slums and harsh working conditions. The novella follows Ebenezer Scrooge, a miserly old man infamous for his disdain of Christmas and indifference to the poor. His life takes a turn on Christmas Eve when he is visited by the ghost of his former partner, Jacob Marley, and the spirits of Christmas past, present, and yet to come. These spectral encounters expose Scrooge's callous past, the hardships of his clerk's family, and a grim future if he persists in his ways. In conclusion, Dickens's A Christmas Carol combines a critique of social injustice with a heartwarming tale of redemption and the transformative power of the Christmas spirit.
Have you ever heard of Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis story? Metamorphosis is a novella written by Franz Kafka that tells the story of a traveling salesman who awakens one morning to discover he has been transformed into a giant insect. The novella focuses on the struggles of Gregor Samsa to adjust to his new form, and the reactions of his family and society to his transformation. The story is a reflection of alienation and isolation in modern society, drawing on themes of existentialism. Follow me for more stories and learnings.
In Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange, we explore a chilling dystopian future through the eyes of Alex, a delinquent youth who savors violence and classical music with equal passion. Leading a small gang, Alex's nights are filled with petty crimes and brutal assaults. Caught in the act, Alex's subsequent arrest subjects him to an experimental psychological treatment by the government, aimed at purging his violent tendencies. This aversion therapy, however, strips Alex of his free will, leaving him at the mercy of a society that once feared him. As a pawn in political games, his individuality is crushed under state control. The narrative challenges us: is forcefully imposed morality superior to the choice of being immoral? The story becomes a complex dialogue on the ethics of conditioning and control versus the intrinsic human right to choose one's path, a haunting echo of our own societal struggles with freedom and security.
Step into the twisted world of Patrick Bateman, a wealthy Wall Street investment banker hiding a dark secret in Bret Easton Ellis' gripping novel, American Psycho. Unravel Bateman's carefully crafted facade, revealing a chillingly detached individual obsessed with materialism, appearance, and his own sinister fantasies. Diving deep into themes of consumerism, superficiality, and modern society's dehumanizing nature, this book exposes the hollowness beneath 1980s New York City's glittering exterior. Ellis' captivating storytelling takes us into the darkest corners of human nature, while the intense violence sparks discussions about morality, empathy, and our own potential for evil. As we explore Bateman's unraveling psyche, we witness his descent into madness. In the end, this novel makes us face the unsettling reality that monsters can hide in plain sight, making us wonder, could any of us become the next American Psycho?